Hey fam, it's ACG here back again. It's been a minute since I've been gone, but I'm back now. And obviously, today, as you can see on the title, I'm not going to be talking about clay, but I do want to expand, you know, the subjects that I want to speak about and all that kind of stuff. So today, I want to talk about courage to stand out. I guess that's something that I've experienced, so it's easier for me to talk about this. So I guess, yeah, that's the path I'm on. Like on this podcast, I do want to expand and talk about things that I've experienced, things that I know about, not things that I don't know about. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, so courage to stand out. Already, just that word alone, it's easier said than done, right? It's easy to say, oh, I want to stand out. I want to be, my own person, my own this. But you have to know the pros and cons if you're really going to take that step forward to stand out. So I'm just going to start with the pros and then, we'll take it from there. All right, so obviously we're going to start with the great stuff. You get to, live an authentic life. When you stand out, you're being yourself and you're not hiding anything. You're being you, and you've taken that courage to do that. Also, another pro that you get from standing out is you get to live your purpose. You're not living to please other people. You're actually living in your own being, right? You're being who you were created to be. And that's the most fulfilling thing of standing out and being yourself. That's the kind of thing that it brings out. Another thing about standing out is you get to be free. A lot of people that do stand out, they are actually free to be who they are. It's easy, but it's not easy at the same time. So it's easy when you get to that point where you're like, you know what, this is it. This is who I am. This is the path I've chosen. That's the easy part. But getting there, whew, it's a lot. It takes a lot to get there. But you get to be free. And also you get to be fulfilled. I think I've mentioned that in the beginning. All right, so you get to be on a higher level than other people or just regular people, because the fact that makes you like a regular person is because you didn't like take the step to be your authentic self. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, that's the difference between regular people and people that are out there, because they took courage to get to where they needed to be. They answered the call and they said, yes, I'm going to be this. This is who I'm created to be. And they went for it. And other people, yes, they have something special about them, but they did not take that step to say, okay, this is who I am. This is what I want to be. And let's go. So that's the difference. And also another thing, another pro of standing out is you get to own your uniqueness. You don't have to copy anyone. Like you already know, like you can't be anyone else but yourself, and you're not trying to compete with anybody. You're just being you. And if you do try and compete with someone, you're gonna lose. You're gonna look foolish. It's just not gonna look good. You already know the risk of trying to copy people, so you have no choice but to just be yourself, be your own authentic self, and just own it. And lastly, another pro that I can think of is you're not copying anyone else. I think I've just mentioned that. Yeah. You're not copying anyone else. You know the risk already, and you get more fulfillment being yourself and just being different. I think the most valuable things in life are the ones that are just unique, things that are rare. And that's what makes a person special. That's what makes things special. When it's so rare to find, you cherish it more. So those are the pros of taking the courage to stand out. And those are really good things. Those feel amazing. Everyone wants to feel that. Everyone wants that finished result, right? It's so amazing to get to that point. But now let's double back and let's go to the cons. the cons of standing out. Are you guys ready? Let me clear my throat. Let me clear my throat if we're going to get into this. Okay, here we go, guys. Number one, you have to get used to being alone. You see? Can you feel that silence? Who wants to get used to feeling alone or being alone? Absolutely no one, right? But for you to get to that point where you're enjoying the pros, we have to deal with these cons now. All right. So you have to get used to being by yourself. And in being by yourself, I guess that's where you start to groom your uniqueness, to groom exactly whatever uniqueness that's hidden inside of you. That's where it comes out. That's where it's developed when you're in isolation, when you're by yourself. A lot of people don't make it through this phase, and then they never get to the finished result where you get to just own your uniqueness. Nobody wants to spend time alone for years, maybe for a month, and then it's like, yeah, okay. So where's everybody? But you have to get used to being on your own. It's not like you're gonna be on your own forever and ever, but there's gonna be a place and a time where you're gonna have to be like super just out of the way, quiet, on your own, isolated, and who knows how long it takes. I guess the time that it's going to take you to bloom and be the perfect person that you are meant to be, it depends on your time, on the time that you take to be on your own, and the time you put into developing who you are. So the longer you keep going back and forth, it's going to take more time for you to be on your own, because you can't trick the process. You cannot manipulate the process. It is what it is. So you have to go through all the stages. There's no shortcuts to it. So the moment you start taking shortcuts, you're back again. You're going back and back and back. And then it feels like, oh my God, this is taking forever. But it's not. We sometimes get in the way of the process. And it's not easy, but it takes courage to see the process through. It really takes courage. All right. I think I've made my point. All right. So the second one, you have to get used to being misunderstood. A lot of people are not going to understand, like, what are you on about? Because if you're unique, you're unique. So don't expect everybody else to get why you're unique and what's that all about. People want things that are popular and easy to get and easy to understand. You're not easy to understand. So don't expect, if you can't even understand you, why do you expect me to understand you? So you have to get used to the fact that, maybe, the majority of people around you may not even understand anything about you. All right. Third point. People will isolate you, and you kind of have to like get used to that part, because people don't want to be associated to difficulty, and being unique is kind of like difficult. Like it just feels like, this looks like too much work, and we don't understand this. We don't know what this is. So we're just going to stay away. We're just going to put you away because you're weird and confusing. Nobody likes weird. So weird people will isolate you, and it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It doesn't mean now you have to fit in and forget your uniqueness and just, fit in so everybody can like you. The fact that you've started to notice that people are isolating you, just know that there's something unique about you. I think that's a hint. Already that's a hint. Something is unique about you, and it could mean a lot of other things. But I'm talking about courage to stand out. So we're talking about the uniqueness of a person. Right? People are isolating you. That's the time where you could actually miss your opportunity to be yourself, to be who you are, because you'd feel like you take it personal. You think, okay, they're isolating me because, oh my God, I probably am just the worst person, or something I'm doing is wrong. So maybe I need to find a way to make them happy. And then your life becomes of trying to make everybody happy, people pleasing, and all this kind of stuff. And then you forget that, you're supposed to be developing you, not busy chasing after people trying to make them happy. You're supposed to make you happy. And then now you're trying to fit in, you're trying to make everyone happy, and then them being happy makes you happy. And then when they're not happy, you're not happy. So imagine just being yourself and knowing that if someone is not happy about it, that's cool, but I am happy. I didn't put in too much work out there, I put it inside of me. Okay, let's get to the next point. You won't feel safe, right? Because there's a lot of people that will be threatened by your gift. So there's going to be a lot of people that will try and attack you, will try and sabotage you, or just do nasty things, because they sense something about you is great. And so they want to destroy it before you realize it and before it becomes anything great. So there are going to be a lot of attacks, hidden attacks and public attacks. So there's just no way around this. You just have to get through to it. You just have to stand your ground, because you can't fight every battle. So there are going to be things you just won't even expect will happen, and they will happen, and you just have to trust that you will get through it. Not everyone has the courage to do that. But if you have the courage and if you're tired of dealing with just crazy-ish out there and you just want to be you just gonna have to go through the steps. Life will never let you take a cheat, like it will never let you cheat yourself, because you're gonna always find yourself back at one. So you have to go through the steps. You can trick other people, but you can't trick life, right? So just make sure you know that you're gonna be attacked, and make sure you protect yourself, because there's some attacks you can't even fight against, but you just have to make sure you protect yourself with everything you've got, because being you is costly. It will cost you something. All right, lastly, before I get way too deep into this, last but not least, people will hate you. I mean, it's kind of similar with people threatening and trying to hurt you, but people will hate you because sometimes they don't even know why they hate you. You're just too weird and too unique, and there's just something about you that irritates something in them, and they just find themselves hating you. And I feel like you shouldn't take that personal. So if you're going through something like that, try not to take it personal. It will take time for you to like sink in that, okay, you know what, they just hate me, but I did nothing to them. They need to get a life. But it's going to take time. You're going to get confused. You're going to be shocked. Okay, what did I do? I've been nice. I've been treating this person right. And now all of a sudden they hate me. They're betraying me. They're doing all this. It's part of the cost of having the courage to stand out. So whoever is out there and you're ready to stand out and to be you and to be your authentic self, to be the person you were created to be, first evaluate the cons and then go to the pros. First start with the cons, then go to the pros, and then see, can I handle this? Because once you say yes to this, you're going to have courage to go through the whole process. And when you come out the other side, I promise you, it'll make you humble. It'll make you appreciate yourself more. You will love life more because you know you worked hard to get to be who you are. And I feel like it gives you more knowledge, more wisdom. But the journey just to get there, guys, it's so hard and it takes time. Not everybody is going to be able to accomplish this. But if you do have the courage, not everybody survives this. Some people actually end up committing, harming themselves actually. They end up really harming themselves, getting into addictions and all kinds of stuff. So make sure you look at the cons and then go to the pros and make sure you're ready. Because once you're ready, it's time to protect yourself. And it's time to go through this maze called life. Anyway, guys, I really enjoyed sharing my knowledge and on the courage to stand out. Do leave a comment if you have something to say, something to comment, something to add. Maybe I missed something and you actually just want to add a little bit of gem to what I've already, explained. But yes, please, I do encourage people to stand out, to be themselves. But also Just know that you cannot trick life, you cannot cheat life. I'll see you guys in the next episode. I hope you like this topic and I hope you like the direction that this podcast is going. We're going to talk about life, self growth, and play here and there. All right. Bye, guys. See you on the next episode.